Hi everyone, welcome to MarikaCreations. Today I will share with you how you can make your own beautiful fall decor on a budget with cement. I have made some mushrooms, some pumpkins and some gnomes. So stay tuned for all this. First it's time to mix some cement with some water and a big drill. I don't make too much at a time, it's too heavy to mix, so I ended up doing another batch later on. So this is what I have: socks, lots of odd socks and some metal balls. And that's for all of my creations really. So I'm beginning to put some oil in the bowls for the cement not to stick. So I'm filling them up and then bang them to get rid of all the air bubbles and set them aside to dry. And I do that with all of my bowls, and they are going to be caps for my mushrooms. And now on to the stems of my mushrooms, and I'm using a sock for that, filling it up with cement a little bit more, and then I take a string, a jute string, and just tie it up, and you will see later on how I have placed it. Onto the next one, I'm using just an old tin can to just spread that sock out so I can fill it up without too much of a mess. Now on to a gnome. Fill my piece up, my sock, fill it up and tie it, and then I just lay it down like that, and then I squeeze a little bit like you see me do here to create its nose, and then I put a string around it, not too tight. I want the cement to keep in touch sort of, so the nose stays in place when it's dry. Now another sock, and I will make a pumpkin. I put a wood bead up his butt sort of and place it on strings that I have crisscrossed, and now I'm taking the strings and just tighten them to create the grooves. If you want more grooves, more strings of course. I'm pressing down the center a little bit so it's easier later on to make a stem. So here are all my socks hanging from a rod, so they are upright, and I put them in plastic trays so the water can just stay in those trays. And the socks are sitting on the tray, not hanging in the air, because I want a flat bottom so they can stand upright. And here are my pumpkins and the balls. And here is another way to make caps for mushrooms: socks full of cement, and just squeeze them on top of a bowl like this, and just set them aside to dry like that. This lid here has quite a nice pattern, so I decided to use that on my caps, my mushroom caps. The cement has dried a little bit, but it's still soft enough to make an impression of that lid there. So I'm just putting a little bit of oil on top and just press it down, the cement, not too hard. If you're new to my channel, hi!
I am Marika, and on this channel I do lots of DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasure, renovation of my home, and I even do some pottery and some painting. Anything creative really. Please join me. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and let me inspire you.
Now I will focus on the pumpkins. It's the next day and I'm just taking off the strings and do my best to get that sock off. Using my scissors. I don't want to use the socks anymore anyway, so they go in the trash. They are not completely dry yet, but I want to take them out of that humid sock so they can dry completely out in the open. Now on to the stems. 2 of them I decided to put in a little twig and mixed a little bit more cement to keep it in place. Now it's the next day again and they are completely dry and I am sanding them off. They have a lot of texture from the socks. I don't mind the texture, there will still be texture, but I want them smooth to the touch. So sanding them off. And this is how they look with the twigs. And the other 2, I'm going to use my air dry clay and create stems. Making some texture on that stem. Make sure it fits. And then I will take some glue, some tacky glue, and just press it into place. Smooth it out with some water on a paintbrush. And let that stem swirl a little bit. And I will set everything aside to dry overnight. It's a lot of drying time with this project, but it's well worth it. Now it's the next day yet again and I am putting on a base coat on my pumpkins. Just any coat will do. I'm taking my light greyish color, but they will not be so light. Some with neutrals, some with more of an orange brown touch, you will see. And here we go. With this one here, putting some black acrylic paint in all the grooves so I can bring out that texture. And then it's time to start playing with my colors. And for this pumpkin it's all about neutrals, so I'm going in with some brown, some different shades of greyish, some black, some white. And then on the stem I will go with a touch of green as well. I'm putting on my colors in layers, drying with my hairdryer in between the layers. And once I am happy, I'll go in and dry brush with a light greyish color to bring out that texture. On this one I'm going in with some red and some yellow to create that orange look. It's quite bright at the moment, but I will mute it down with some brown and some black as well. And this pumpkin I will dry brush with gold acrylic paint. And the last thing, if you know me, you know I'm going in with my satin finished varnish to protect the colors. Just the one coat. You will see at the end of the video how everything turned out. and how I've styled them together with other pieces in my home. Over to the mushrooms, and I'm just taking off the socks, cutting them open, and they are not quite dry yet, but they will dry more quickly without that wet sock on them. Looking nice, a lot of texture here as well. And now next day they have dried completely, and I'm sanding them off so they are smooth to the touch. I have a lot of texture on my stems, and I'm flattening the top because when I'm going to put them together with the caps later on, it will help a lot. And here are the caps, sanding them off as well. On two of my mushrooms I'm creating the ring around the stem, and I'm doing that with some air dry clay and some molds that looks like lace. Then I am taking some tacky glue and just put them around the stem like that. Smooth the edges with some water on a paintbrush. And here I'm putting the mushrooms together, the caps with the stems, with some more cement. Smooth everything out with some water on a paintbrush. Taking a little spatula here, as you can see, put the cement in place and then smooth it out with some water. And these ones as well, the caps are very round, so I have to prop them up a little bit before I could put them together. Next day, and this is how they look. I have sanded off that last bit of cement, and they holding up very good. Now it's time to paint them with the base coat. First, my light greyish color, but it doesn't matter what base coat, just to have a blank canvas to work on. And you can leave them just with raw cement. It looks very good as well, especially if you're going to put them outside. I start painting the stem and the underside of the cap with some brown, some black, some greyish. It will be slightly lighter than the cap itself. And I'm going in layers. I'm putting in a little bit of green as well, drying in between as I do. And once I am happy, I will dry brush the stem with my light greyish color to bring out that texture. Now it's time for the cap. It will be a lot darker, so no greyish here, just brown, black and green. And once I am happy with my dabbing and blending, I go in and dry brush the cap with my gold acrylic paint. And this is the other mushroom with that ring of air dry clay, and I'm going in here with just neutrals, lighter colors, both on the stem and on the cap itself. And lastly, a little bit of dry brushing with my light greyish color. On to the smaller ones. I've done the stem already, and now I will work on the cap. That will be darker, but I will put in a little bit of red here as well. dull it down a little bit with the black so it will turn more burgundy. And lastly, dry brushing with some gold acrylic paint. And the last thing I do is a coat of my varnish with a satin finish, reveal at the end of the video. Now on to my gnomes, and I'm taking off the string around the nose and the sock, and this is just a base for a gnome. It doesn't look really like a gnome just yet, but it will. I will help it along a little bit with some paint and some fabric and faux fur. So I will set it aside to dry completely overnight and then paint it with my light grayish color as a base coat. And here I'm playing with some darker colors, acrylics all the time, and I have black and brown and a little bit of dark grayish and a little bit of green as well. And once I'm happy with the result, I will go ahead and dry brush the piece with my light grayish color to bring out that texture. And then a coat of my varnish. Now I'm taking some faux fur, cutting out some beards for my gnomes, just tiny beards. It will fit them like this. And then I cut out a piece where the nose is going to sit, so I can wrap that beard around the nose like that. And then I'm attaching the beads with some hot glue. And then it's time for the hats. And I'm using an old cardigan that I have thrifted. The sleeves for the hats, they will go like this. But first I need to tighten the top a little bit, like that. And I will do that just with some yarn and a crochet needle. If you like this video and videos like this, consider subscribing. Maybe share the video with a friend and hit that like button as well. It will help my channel to grow and I can spend more time creating inspirational content for you. My aim is to upload one video per week. And then I will close the top with another string like this, just a double knot, and then turn it right side out, fill it a little bit with polyfill, and then squeeze it into place and attach it with some hot glue. And here they all are. And now I'm putting on some fall leaves on their hats with some hot glue. Let's see how they turned out. Here are my mushrooms. I think they are fabulous. I love all of them. They're looking good. Love the colors. Love all the quirky texture from the socks. And here are the pumpkins and the gnomes. The more orangey ones here. Love the twig of witch hazel and the cute gnomes. And the more lighter in color looking pumpkins. So do I have room for all of these in my home? Yes, I do, and I will show you where I have put them. Here we have a little forest with some other pumpkins that I made over last year, I think it was. And the mushroom and the pumpkin on my mantle together with a little cat. I think they turned out so pretty. And here is another mushroom. Yet another mushroom together with my primitive bird art. I love that texture. Beautiful. And over here, a pumpkin on my coffee table. Here is one of my gnomes. And another one together with my beautiful pumpkins. In the kitchen I have another pumpkin and a gnome. And on my tea tray right here, yet another pumpkin. So tell me what you think of my fall decor in cement. Did you have a favorite? Let me know in the comments. And if you are inspired and you want more inspiration straight away, just click that fall inspiration playlist appearing on the screen right here. Just click and enjoy. Thank you so very much for watching. See you soon again in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.